Holy moly, guys!
What?
Only 30 minutes till UFC Vegas 59!
No.
Yes!
No.
Dude, we're almost there! We're almost there!
I couldn't even sleep last night, if we're being honest. I'm serious. Coming off of Jorge Masvidal's Icon FC4, which is a really good card, and I knew when I got home that I wanted to go to sleep, but I was just so excited for UFC Vegas 59, or as it says, correctly titled Tough Finale 30, going down in about 29 minutes from the UFC Apex. And a lot has happened. A lot has happened since we last spoke. We are now down 2 fights on this card. Yes, it is true. Jason Witt versus Josh Quinlan is no longer taking place on this card. We reported that last night, that was no longer happening. Now, the initial plan was they were going to push that one back to UFC San Diego. Now, that might not be the case because we finally got a reason why that fight is no longer happening. According to the UFC was notified by USADA that a recent urine sample from Josh Quinlan indicated the presence of a small amount of the M3 metabolite of DHCMT. While not a violation, under the anti-doping program rules, the Nevada State Athletic Commission has ruled that Quinlan is not cleared to fight. As a result, the bout has been canceled. And then on top of that, Ariane Lipski, who missed weight for her fight against Priscilla Cachoeira, she was hospitalized after the weight cut. That fight is no longer happening. That will be pushed back to next weekend's UFC San Diego card. Like I said, last night, the plan was to put Quinlan on that card as well, but now it looks like that might be a little bit up in the air. So now we have a 7:30 Eastern prelim start time. We'll have 4 prelims, and Terrence McKinney's on the main card now. So there we go. So that's what's happening. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything.
So it just took a drug cheat and a lady going to the hospital due to a weight cut to get Terrence McKinney back on the main card where he shouldn't have been the whole freaking time.
Right, but he was. It's not a drug cheat thing. So
I know.
We don't know yet. That's
a legend. Sorry.
It's a little rude. That's a little rude. A little rude.
I'm being rude. I am being rude. So what was it again?
DHCMT, by the way, dihydrochloromethyltestosterone, as we all knew. Yeah, but.
Is this kind of like a picogram type of issue coming up? I saw a lot of John Jones type of remarks in the comment section. I didn't really understand what it meant when you had the trace amounts. It's like, so it's just.
Yeah, it looks like Quinlan was suspended 9 months after his Contender Series win. It was overturned to a no contest for a positive test, which I believe was for the same thing. So it's very Jones-ish, like in a way, but not.
Oh, the first test was for trustanolone. Trustanolone.
Yeah,
which is different, I think.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
There's
something. Yeah, I don't know. It's
either way. Josh and his team got to sort something out because clearly something's up with these. Shouldn't be having twice in such a short.
They're muscle milk. Yeah, got to change that muscle.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Lipski,
but it is a John Jones type of situation though. In terms
with
of
trace
the amounts, the traces, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Lipski, they're moving that to next week.
That's going to next week.
Yes.
Wait a minute. So
at 135. At 135.
Oh, 130. Okay, 135. Okay, that's important to note. 135.
Let's hope one Miss Priscilla Cachoeira gets paid her show money and the 20% of something that she. Well, it's weird. I don't even know. Yeah, the 20% of whatever was owed to her for Lipski not making weight, because it would be very weird if Lipski could miss weight and then not be penalized by the fight being pushed back 1 week. I really sincerely doubt the UFC gave Priscilla Cachoeira like everything just for weighing in, especially since the fight did just get rebooked and pushed back 7 days.
But she made weight. She did her job. She did the whole camp, cut weight.
Her opponent missed.
She deserves some money. Pay the woman her money.
Again, and it is of the show money. So the show money has been allocated for this show. I mean, for both women. So it doesn't matter whether the fight, who would have won or lost. The penalty is 20% of the show money. So whether the fight goes through shouldn't matter. Both women did show up. One of them didn't make it. One of the weight. One of them did. the one who did should get her show money plus the 20% of the opponent's purse. That is just what I think. I don't know.
Weird.
That is what I think.
All right.
Talking about this card. Sorry, Mike. When you were, sorry, guys, we had kind of a weird intro here because this stuff has happened. The card has changed, but I want to say Mike is so excited for this card. We've talked privately in the chat a lot, and I think Mike, I don't know, he said something to the effect of like, people know Mike is a happily married man. He's got a beautiful son, but he said those like the day of his son's birth and his wedding are going to get bumped down, very likely by the end of the night. After the end of the UFC Vegas 59 / Ultimate Fighter 30 finale. He's anticipating those events will now be bumped down to second and third or tie for second respectively. And the new number one will be UFC Vegas 59.
That's just not true. But hey, listen, it's
but we never know. We never know.
It's been a week. It's been a heck of a week. Let's just say that. A lot has happened. It has been it's been a crazy week. So listen, I think this could be an entertaining card. There's a possibility.
It's cage fights.
I'm predicting bunch of finishes. So we'll see.
I did not. But the main card a little too early. The start time, a little too early. I after some of the cancellations, I thought bump it back to like 11 ET Eastern time. Keep the 6-fight main card. Bump it back to like 11 Eastern time. Now we're like, okay.
You know
this
what's
is
nice?
The sweet spot though. 10 fights is perfect. This is the perfect.
It really is.
But I like when the main event walks out and you can start seeing the sunrise.
Yeah.
I like that. Feels good. Yeah, that feels good. It's like all right, now we're ready for some cage fighting.
Well, I think the people might be ready for some cage fighting. So let's see what they have to say.
Oh, that's from last week. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. What do we do? Oh, yeah. that pretty much goes for any week. All right. We talked a lot about Sam Alvey on the preview show. We're gonna kind of lay back in Sam Alvey because there's a lot of Sam Alvey questions.
There's a poll, by the way, guys. There's a poll. Just what's your most anticipated fight? I paired up the tough finales together because how can you separate them? Only at 18% right now. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah,
it's a little disappointing. All right.
What a shocker. No.
There's plenty of people.
It was more than one person, so it was people.
Listen,
people watching.
It was more than one championship.
People.
Billions.
T in the comments.
Billions of people.
T in the comments, guys. T in the comments if you still watch stuff. Throw the T's up.
I like to point out that Tough wasn't nominated for Best MMA Programming.
I'm already in a sour
for the
mood,
People's Choice Fighters Choice Awards. I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
Contender Series got up there. What does that tell you?
Which is not. Yeah, that's not even. That's just whatever. All right. Here we go. I haven't read this
Contender. And by the way, if you look on like the Vegas Commission list for actual promotions, DWCS is a promotion. So Contender Series shouldn't be on for show of the year. It should be on the list for promotion of the year. It's a promotion. It's not. It's totally different than the Ultimate Fighter, but that's just neither here nor there. Let's see. After reading Guilherme Cruz's interview with Vicente Luque, do you think Luque has a path back to title contention?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know it's going to sound weird to say because I think for a lot, he had to win the Bilal fight. I mean, that was big. That probably wouldn't have made him like the number one contender. He probably still would have been at least one more fight away. But yeah, he needed to win that. That said, losing to Bilal in the rematch was not like the worst thing that could happen to him. It does feel like there is a bit of a ceiling on Luque. There was the loss to Wonderboy as well. And both those fights, I mean, really, he did not look great in either of those fights. Let's be honest. Completely outclassed by Wonderboy on the feet. Bilal Muhammad just couldn't deal with the wrestling the second time around. So there's just these very glaring deficiencies. And then you add in that we've said this many times, seems like a super nice guy, but just a personality that does not jump off the page. He is not going to throw out juicy, headline grabbing quotes. He doesn't do that. He does his talking in the cage. And that's why we love him. That's why as hardcore fans, we love him. Amazing finishes, super exciting fights. But that only takes you so far in the UFC, unless you can really run off like a 7-8 fight win streak. And again, get those key wins. You need to get that win over a ranked guy. The Chiesa win was great. That was huge. Woodley, I mean, a little past his prime. But then when these moments come, again, Wonder Boy, Muhammad, and these guys snap your streak, it does unfortunately put you closer, kind of the middle of the contender pack. So there's a path. Boy, what it is, again, unless he's going to have a marked change in his personality, or can really book, find someone in that top 6 or 7 to give him a shot, like a Colby Covington or something like that. It's a really long path. It's a really long path. So there is a path. What it is, I have no idea. And if I were a betting man, I would say by the end of his UFC career, will he have fought for a title? I would strongly lean towards I don't think it happens.
He just has to keep being the violent individual he is, and he'll get there. That's all. Where he had violence or Nico Price violently beat Randy Brown, violently finished Woodley, beat Chiesa pretty easily. I think with going into that, we thought that was gonna be it's gonna be a good fight for Chiesa. That was one-sided. Yeah, does Luque need to become the shit-talking assassin rather than the silent assassin for him to get a title shot?
No, I mean, they gave him an opportunity. If he beat Bilal, he probably still wouldn't have got it, but he would have been a win away. And now, especially in this division, with what it looks like right now, it's just a long road unless you're a big star. Like, honestly, like, if Leon Edwards somehow beats Kamaru Usman on August 20th, there is a very real chance that Jorge Masvidal would fight for the welterweight title because of the rivalry between those two guys. There's a very real chance, and it makes no sense, but there's a very real chance that if Leon Edwards wins that fight, Masvidal could fight for the belt because of the three-piece in Minnesota, and we actually never saw them fight. And Leon wants that fight. So if Leon gets on the mic and calls out Masvidal, guess what's going to happen? First quarter of 2023. And it's silly. But that's the world we're living in right now. And Luque that Muhammad fight was so big because they're both like very similar guys. Like they're very likable. They talk a little bit. Like Bilal has been starting to talk a little bit more. It's just misdirection, just misfires for when Bilal actually like uses the time to call his shot, like calling out Usman and calling out Colby instead of calling out Chimaev. Like
that still got you riled up. That call out of Colby.
I do because I like Bilal so much. I like him so much, and I was like, "Don't do it, man, please!" And then he did it. I
couldn't really care less, but I know you've like, oh my god! The moment he did it, you've been like saying it over and over.
He would have got the fight. He would have fought him, and he might have beat him. Who knows? Maybe he'd be in there instead of Gilbert Burns. And then obviously, like him and Gilbert aren't going to fight. So, and that's kind of a tough one because that fight has made sense multiple times, but they're just never going to fight each other because they're really good friends and they're teammates. So it's just a weird division. It's going super slow. And yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to win like 6 in a row before he gets a title shot. And I hate to say that, but
I don't think it's 6 in a row.
Probably where he is.
I think it's.
I think you're crazy.
I think 3 violent finishes. 3 violent finishes. 6 Leon Edwards wins, or 3 Luque type of finishes.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
How about this? If Usman defeats Edwards, I think Luque has a better shot toward the belt because I would assume Usman in the UFC wants more fresh matchups. But if Edwards wins, then everything's brand new again as far as like Usman getting a rematch. I don't know, like fresh matchups. But if Usman wins, then I think Luque has a better shot, a shorter path to the title. I don't know, but he has won tonight. It's a tough fight. A great co-main event.
I'm picking Jeff Neal, by the way.
It is a really tough fight. Yeah. Jeff Neal's good. Or did we not agree that he had to change his name when he lost the battle of the Neals? I can't remember what we decided to change it to. Jeff Ned? I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't take as much time with this as we did with the Rafael Rafael battle.
No, Jose had something. Jose had something.
But either way, listen, people have dumped on this card all week long on all the shows that I've hosted.
I can't believe it.
You cannot dump on this fight at all. Vicente Luque, Jeff Neal is the best fight of the weekend by a mile. And it's a great fight.
Who needs this fight more?
This is the fight for the whole card.
Who needs this fight more?
I think Luque needs it more.
Yeah.
Have we kind of given up on Jeff Neal fighting for a title?
No, or is he not at all.
So why?
It's just a really long road for both guys, but I feel like Luque is a little bit closer, and I feel like if you lose 2 in a row right now in this division, it may never happen for you. So I think Luque needs this more. I think he had so much momentum after the Chiesa win. Yeah, like people were starting to jump on board quite a bit. Like, all right, maybe this isn't just the all violent champion. Maybe this is a guy who could fight for the belt. And then they get in the main event with Bilal, and he loses, and he lost a lot of steam with that one. So. Yeah, I think he needs this one more, and he's got to finish him.
Especially for the wrestling to kind of be exposed, and welterweight has always been a division with strong wrestlers. It really made people think like, okay, that's just not, there's so many guys in the top 6 who could do the same thing that Bilal did. So how can we give Luque the title shot, right? So yeah, it sucks to say.
All right,
it's a great fight.
Here we go.
How many more fights does Sam Alvey need to lose before he stops smiling and gets cut? I mean, if he loses tonight, I don't know. It depends.
I don't know. Yeah. You're almost going to say
it's so weird, though.
You can't say Sam Alvey has been released. Like, you try to say that, and you kind of it doesn't work. Yeah, it just those words have never been written.
I would say this will be one of those situations where if he goes out there and loses. So here's how I see this fight playing out. I feel like Sam Alvey is going to have a moment in the first round, and he's going to hurt Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. We're going to be like, oh, my God, here it comes. And then he's not going to be able to finish him. Whoa. And then Oleksiejczuk, yeah.
What happened to you?
I don't know. I mean, my prediction was so bold that it shrunk me.
That sums up how you're feeling about this card. You in this sea of darkness.
Yeah. And then Oleksiejczuk's he's gonna kick him in the liver really hard, and he's gonna finish Sam Alvey in the second. So I think this is. I don't know if this is the last fight in his deal or not.
It is. He did say
if he
this past February. Yeah,
this is probably it either way. I think I'm feeling pretty confident in that.
His wording after the Brendan Allen loss was specifically, they are letting me fight out the last fight on my contract. So they're letting, I do have one fight left, and they're letting me have it. So this is, unless we find out he signed a new deal before this fight somehow, which you honestly never know.
Well, if you go to MMAfighting.com right now, our own Damian Martin spoke with Sam Alvey, who addressed this exact situation, who said the UFC basically has been trying to push him to retire. They let him take this last fight, and Sam Alvey's motivation is, no. I'm fighting to get a new contract. Like, I'm going to go out there and win, so they have to re-sign me. So I'll tell you what, if he has a performance, like a sick performance, and the UFC re-signs him, I mean, this is incredible. It's just incredible.
The guy's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. So are we prepared to say if Alvey loses tonight, it would be a road bump on the way back to his title shot, or is he done as far as?
Where's the
Casey?
Is there still a path for Sam Alvey to fight?
I'm
waiting for that. Come on now.
But
Sam Alvey has been the most talked about fighter all week long on this entire card.
It is weird. It is weird. Yeah, you're right.
And hey, thanks to ESPN for that. A lot of Sam Alvey coverage this week.
Yeah, good article.
I need to amend my prediction though. I did say Sam Alvey will not be. Well, I said he will be with the UFC because I thought this fight was going to get weirdly canceled somehow, and that the fight was get pushed back, and he would still be alive. I'm amending my pick now. If he loses, that's it. You will not see Sam Alvey fight in the UFC again.
What a hater.
I'm just being real.
Hold on. That's not what I wanted. Here we go.
Hey guys, what is your best underdog bet for the remainder of this poor exclusive fight night card? Thanks and best of luck staying up till 3 a.m. tonight. Wow. I mean, you're just selling me even more. Best underdog. AK, do you have one?
Okay. I really like Brogan Walker, but it's almost a pick 'em at this point.
That's a pick 'em. She's like a pick 'em.
She's an underdog only in technical. I think plus 110. I'm looking at DraftKings. Don't gamble. Promo code the MMA Hour. Plus 110. So barely. So really, and we talked about this a bit. They talked about this on No Bets Barred. We talked about it on the preview show. The very kind of strange, the kind of funny, Corey Poppins McKenna Miranda Granger fight. Now Miranda Granger has not performed great in the UFC. She has a 10-inch reach advantage over McKenna. I am still going with McKenna. Personally, there's other underdog picks probably that I'm leaning towards, but as far as the odds go, and I think it's moved towards. I think some money has come in on Granger. I think she was a little bit more of an underdog before the past couple of days. I think people listen to us and other analysts pointing out this this size discrepancy, even the age. I mean, Corey McKenna is so young, very talented fighter, but so young. She just turned 23. So who's to say how she'll perform from day to day? We just don't know. But that for me is probably would be a very, if I gambled, which I don't, that to me is probably a very juicy one. Right now, Granger plus 165.
That's not a bad one. I think that's actually a pretty good one because I honestly think this is a 50-50 fight. Because McKenna's just so young. She's super green. Like I've been talking about developmental deals in the Contender Series all week, and I feel like she would have been perfect for a developmental deal. Just let her get some more seasoning on the regional scene before she fights in the UFC. Like I think she's, in my opinion, she's 0-2 in the UFC because I thought Kay Hansen beat her in the first fight. It was a fun one. I thought Kay beat her. I thought Elise definitely beat her in the London card. I think it's 50-50. So I think there's definitely value on Granger there, especially with that big reach advantage. I also think, there's a little value on Walker because most people feel she's better for her. I think there's value on Jeff Neal too. That line has dropped a little bit. It's down to plus 155. But again, this is a perceived value sort of a bet because if you feel like this is a really close fight, and I think it's at worst like 51-49 Luque, plus 155 has an implied value of much less than 49%. So give me Jeff Neal. I just think there's value at plus 155 in a fight that's much closer than the betting odds would suggest. So those are my two.
How do you like
Brogan Walker's not a bad one as well?
How do you like Takashi Sato plus 260?
My straight picks. I picked Sato and I picked Augusta Sakai straight up. So and I didn't realize both of them were underdogs, to be honest.
That should have said Sakai. I also picked Sakai in my predictions. So
yeah, Sakai. I picked him straight up. I kind of like Sato. I'm not. Brian Battle's good, but I was surprised at the line. Honestly,
his first fight at 170 ever. He's never fought at 170. This guy fought as heavy as I think over 205. He's fought at light heavyweight. I think over 205 before, maybe a catchweight. So maybe he's finally his right weight class. I don't know. He did not look like he had a great time at the weigh-ins. Again, could just be because it's the first time he's cut down to 170. Maybe if he can make this consistently, he is a pretty he'll have very, very nice size at 170 if he can consistently make this great length, good size for the division. But he did not look happy. So I don't know if there could be a stumble in this first fight at welterweight.
Let's talk really quick about the biggest dog on the card, the Ghost Pepper.
Oh.
That is an incredible.
By the way, that's a huge line. That's a huge line.
On Tapology, and I don't recall seeing something like this before for a UFC fight. Only 2% of people are picking Eric Gonzalez, the Ghost Pepper. That's wild. That's saying if this was a Bellator prelim, we would be wagging our finger. Even that wouldn't even be acceptable for a Bellator.
No one with this four fights in the promotion should be a minus 850, right?
Yeah, but
I think it's justified.
Should this fight been booked? Is this the right fight for Terrence McKinney? What do you guys think about this fight in general? We haven't really talked about the actual matchup.
It's gonna be a fun fight. Because Eric Gonzalez is a dog, man. He's going to get right in his face. He doesn't care about the fact that he's a dog. Jim Miller chin-checked him pretty good. So here's the thing. If this fight gets extended, that's where things could get interesting. Because I think McKinney is one of the most fun one-round fighters.
Right out of the cannon. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
He's a monster. He's just such a monster. So it could get interesting down the stretch. And I do want to say this about Terrence McKinney. The reason why this betting line is what it is not just the wins and the performances, but Terrence McKinney has done such a great job promoting himself and putting himself over. He might be the most valuable fighter when it comes to self-promotion because the UFC, they talk great about him. They put him over. The broadcasters put him over and stuff. But what Terrence McKinney just does on Twitter, talks smack, just the right way where it's not annoying, where you actually you buy into it. And I honestly think that the way Terrence handles himself in these types of situations, once he has a fight booked, that is why this line is so wide, because of him. And he's so popular because of him. It's not the UFC putting the promotional push behind this guy at all. It's Terrence McKinney just striking while the iron's hot and just putting himself in this position. And I don't think he gets enough credit for doing what he's doing right now because it's incredible.
I agree.
He's not even doing anything crazy. He's not even doing anything crazy. He's not going to say anything. He's not surprise, surprise, MFer. He's not saying anything that like we're going to replay for the rest of our lives. It's just his presence just on social media and just like what he does. He's not doing anything crazy, but he's putting himself over. He's done such a good job with that. The line's wider than it should be. Like Terrence is good, but he's not like minus 1,000 good.
I don't know. I don't know what Eric Gonzalez did to make someone mad. To have Jim Miller in his UFC debut, which was the biggest discrepancy in UFC experience ever. It was something, how many fights did Jim Miller have? Like 38 to Eric Gonzalez's 0 UFC fights. That was bizarre. And then now to face one of the hottest prospects in the lightweight division, Terrence McKinney. Which again, I'm sure if you're Eric Gonzalez, you're looking the other way. You're like, holy crap, my first fight, I get to fight Jim Miller. That's awesome. My second fight, I can just derail this Terrence McKinney hype train. I'm all in. Like from his perspective, I'm sure he's just jacked about it. But if you're his manager, or I'm not sure if is he managed? Is he managed by someone we know, or does he have management?
Yeah, he has management.
He has management. You're his management.
management.
I mean, I get it. This is cool opportunities. Again, that's 2 high-profile fights, but boy, this is a tough way. If he does lose, this is a really rough way to start your UFC career.
And he got the Jim Miller fight, I believe it was like 2 weeks notice. He got signed to fight Jim and came right in and fought him. And yeah,
all right,
dude's not messing around.
All right, here comes a big question.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
And by the way, a prop that I'm looking at, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, Brian Battle by submission plus 215. If you're gonna put any money on Brian Battle, I like that prop.
Gunnar
submitted quite a few.
Gunnar Nelson could not submit Takashi Sato, but then again, Gunnar Nelson has not really been like a submission machine for like a long time. I'll read this one. Jay Blomstead,
Go ahead.
Who are you most excited to see not mix the martial arts? Oh, that's a good question. So this is kind of a weird response. I want to see Luque not mix the martial arts. I want to see just the jiu-jitsu. Just the jiu-jitsu look. I think he has a huge advantage on the ground. So I do. Obviously, I think round 1. I had the fight going a couple rounds. Obviously, round 1. He's gonna want to brawl. He loves to hit. He likes to punch. He likes to punch to the face. But I think he has a big advantage on the ground. So Jay Blonstein, I am saying I think Luque wins by submission tonight, because I think he's at some point he says, forget mixing the martial arts. I'm a great grappler. I have great jiu-jitsu, and I'm just gonna win it that way. So I will actually say Luque. Sorry to the disappointed people expecting like a back and forth striking battle.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Who am I most excited not to mix the martial arts? I'm going to go Thiago Santos, and I'm wishing 25 minutes of wrestling.
From Thiago Santos. On
Thiago Santos. 25 minutes of just wrestling.
Amazing.
Don't throw a strike. Don't you dare go for a submission. Just wrestle and hold Mr. Hill down. And that'll show him. That will put you back on the map.
That would be so funny.
I hope Thiago Santos doesn't mix the martial arts also, but in a different way. I just hope he goes in there swinging haymakers at Jamahal Hill, because then that fight's just going to be super fun. So I hope I'm going with Thiago Santos to just come out just throwing as hard as he can, because the fight's going to end in the first round. That'll be great.
Has he done that yet? Or maybe he just did it and we just... seriously, after his 2 knees exploded... Has there been moments of that Thiago Santos yet? Was there like just
Glover, right? Didn't
there
he
were
not
moments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hurt Glover. He dropped
Glover.
Glover a couple times that fight. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But
that was it. But since then, though, and he lost that fight. He got finished that fight. Since then, nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
Someone agrees with you, Casey. Hector says, any chance Santos goes with wrestle every plan to ground and pound Hill or submit him, or will his ego keep him on the... I'm not sure he can wrestle him at will. I think Jamahal Hill's pretty good takedown defense. So.
All right, here we go. We got a question from longtime commentator Forrest Daniels.
AK?
Oh, what would it take for AK to pet my friendly, lovable chihuahua? Not much. Friendly, lovable chihuahua. Not much. A chihuahua is very much like a cat. So that is not an issue at all. The more cat-like an animal is, I'm like, oh, no problem. I'm all in. Forrest Daniels, I hope we meet someday and I can meet your friendly chihuahua. I'm not.
Are you married, AK?
Ladies, I'm single.
Let's go.
That's it. Painfully single.
I bet AK is like a tremendous wedding date. Like if
I am.
single
This is
gal,
true.
you got a friend getting married,
Wedding
I bet AK's
dates.
just like super fun.
Wedding date, MC, designated driver. I love weddings. I love
Dancer.
weddings.
I bet you can cut a rug like crazy.
I
AK,
should,
when
but-
you're at a wedding,
I can't, but I have so much fun.
when you're at a wedding, you go to the DJ, you slip him a 20 and go, hey, play this song. What song do you tell him to play?
Oh,
And we know the song already. It's got two words.
Oh no, I was gonna say Ice Cube.
Oh.
Ice Cube, you can do it.
You what? Really? Ice Cube, you
Wow.
can do it? Can
That's
you
the
drop-
go-to?
Wow.
No, you're not gonna see that. Now. What you're gonna? I was gonna say, hey, Soul Sister.
Yeah.
By the way, people, I have said I might tweet it. I might tweet it to make it official. If Sam Alvey somehow wins tonight, I will sing some part of "Hey Soul Sister" on the post-fight show.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, you have to do it maybe on your social media because we don't want to get demonetized.
yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Because it's gonna
This could be better.
it's gonna sound just like the original, and all the the bots are gonna go, oh
Yeah,
this
exactly.
guy, that's copyright infringement. Yeah, it's like, all right. Do we have any guaranteed decisions?
The
tonight?
promo video just started, so
Okay.
going through the fights, realized it could be a 70% finish rate. Could you pick the decision? So what did I come up with for this?
How many decisions I have in this guy?
Stephanie Egger, Miranda Granger, Juliana Miller, Jeff Neal, and I actually picked Jamahal Hill by decision too, because MMA, baby, MMA.
I'm
Any
so
guarantee-
pessimistic. I
Any
have
guaranteed
no
decisions
clue.
from you? AK?
Any guaranteed decisions?
Yeah, like you know what?
I think Walker. I think the Walker Miller, the flyweight tough finale. I think will go to decision. I don't think Battle can submit to Takeshi Saito, so those would be my two picks for sure. And I actually think Sakai is going to win in an upset, and I think he's going to outstrike. Spivak.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this card. Did not have a great feel for it.
Yeah.
Did not.
Okay. So other questions.
We haven't had no fights yet. We're good.
Yeah, I'll answer
Just
quickly.
started the broadcast.
I've had a couple of people saying, "What is the ceiling for the tough finalists?"
Oh yeah.
Boy, I mean, Juliana Miller is the youngest of the bunch, so and people really like her potential. There's a reason she's favored to win the fight. Great grab. There's some like Juliana Pena potential there, as far as like she might just be really good. We just don't know it yet. Like, and she did really good in the house. She was probably there you go. Thank you, Axel Adams, for the question. Yeah, how high is could they go in reaching their respective divisions in the UFC? I don't think either heavyweight guy is particularly outstanding, to be honest. Respectfully to both. Mo Usman and Zach Paga. Zach Paga seems like a really fun guy. I actually think he'd be a popular heavyweight. He's got a very kind of like dry, sort of laconic sense of humor. I think he'll be a good like social media personality. So I look forward to that. Mo Usman could ride the Kamaru name really well the Kamaru Usman name if he can win tonight. But I'm pretty high on Paga winning that one. So I don't see either guy cracking the top 15, to be honest. I don't think either of them have a number next to their name. Brogan Walker and Julian Miller, I'm a little more optimistic on again. Miller is really talented and definitely someone who could be popular with her personality, very outspoken. Wears her heart in her sleeve. Fans love that. And Sanchez, just a really solid veteran, probably someone who, excuse me, I keep saying Sanchez, Brogan Walker. I apologize to Brogan Walker. Someone who probably could have been, honestly, in the UFC's flyweight division before the show. I mean, she's faced some good names already, so she didn't really need to go through tough, but good for her. Get some extra exposure, win some fights on there, hopefully bump up her brand a bit. And she could be ranked with the right opponents, but I'm all for them. I don't see any of them being like top 10 title contenders, nothing like that. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Pauga could be sort of tied to Avasa-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he could be like somebody like that, where it's just you just want to watch him fight. Anything he does, like above just getting in absolute scraps, is bonus. And yeah, so I think he'll just be exciting. Like one of those guys you're like, oh crap, damn. Like I'm very excited. Were you surprised about Pettis losing to Stevie Ray again last night, AK?
No. Pettis is still a talented fighter, but he's got a lot of mileage on him. He's got so much mileage, and I do worry.
Durability.
He's 35 now, and he's in fight years, like he's an old 35. He's been fighting for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to look now to get the exact date. He's been fighting since 2007, and at a really high level since 2009. He's a WEC original. So we're talking a guy who's been fighting. I'm looking early. Bart Palashevsky, and everyone remembers him from WEC, was a super tough guy. That was his second WEC fight. Danny Castillo, Benson Henderson, of course. And then since then, it's been nothing but top 15, top 30. I don't think he's fought anyone outside of like the top 30 in any of the divisions he's fought in for the last like 12, 13 years. It's going to take its toll on you. Stevie Ray, really talented guy who stepped away from the game for a while, has already beat Pettis earlier. So there's no way you could be surprised. He beat him earlier this season. He did it again. And I don't know what's next for Pettis. Possibly some fun fights, some freak show fights. I think have been discussed. We'll see what's next for Showtime.
Like, it's Stevie Ray's just not like dumb. He's just smart. He's not going to get into like a range kickboxing match in the middle of the cage with Anthony Pettis. Like, that, he knows that that's not the right thing. So he just continuously had Pettis backing up to the fence. It was like it's not exactly the same, because I went and watched it this morning, but it was like a late UFC run Woodley-esque kind of performance where like we know it's there. We know he can get off the fence. Like, we want him to, he just won't. And Stevie Ray like knew that if you just get him back to the fence, like, he's just going to win. And that's exactly what happened. Like, when they're at range, Pettis is doing what he typically does in those situations. But Stevie Ray he's not a dumb fighter. He's a smart fighter. And that's why he won. So I definitely wasn't surprised. But we got to get Pettis somebody who just get in there and swing with him.
And like Woodley, lots of time in the cage, just lots of wear and tear. And there's just so much footage on him. You can't reinvent who you are that late in the game. Just you can tweak things, but you know what you're going to get with Pettis, and these guys have game plans based around it, and they just know what they're getting with Anthony Pettis. We know what we're getting with Anthony Pettis, and the durability thing is always going to be an issue. Was it he broke both his hands in the fight?
Yeah, right.
Broke both his hands, and that is such an underrated characteristic to be a high level fighter. It's just you just have to have thick bones. It's just like and you talk to coaches about this a lot. You just have it or you don't have it. It's just you have to be durable. And at this stage in the game, I just don't think Pettis has that durability for high level fights. Unfortunately,
that was his 39th pro fight. And keep in mind, and a guy like Pettis, I feel like has probably some pro fights that are not on any databases somewhere. He's probably over 40 pro fights.
But credit to Anthony Pettis for really cashing in that long Fight Finder page, because he got what he said, a flat fee of $750,000 last night or something like that. Woo. Right? So that's what I was reading. So
deserved.
The man is getting paid a flat rate. Good for him. Keep doing what you're doing, and watch those headshots, and enjoy it, Mr. Pettis. Let me see what we got else.
I do not have the prelims available in Canada right now. This is very upsetting.
Where are we at in the? Where are we at in the?
So I don't. I'm trying to like rewind it and find out. But from what I'm seeing right now on Twitter, the first fight's not going to start until 8:00 Eastern.
Why? No, Dana White tweeted the fights are starting. No, he tweeted half an hour ago that the fights were starting in half an hour.
I'm seeing people saying first fight in 26 minutes.
No. Stop it.
Someone UFC Vegas 59 doesn't even start on TSN for 30 minutes. So those of you watching on ESPN seem to be in for a half-hour promo starting now.
Ooh.
Oh, that might be right. Well, I mean, normally up in Canada, we have early prelims and prelims, or even if it's only called one prelims, we'll have like the first two prelims will be on Fight Pass, and then we'll have it on TSN. So now we're only down to 4 prelims. So you're right. I do wonder if they just unofficially pushed it back, but still kept the 7:30 start time just so people tune in. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, guess what? More time with our friends, more time with our YouTube friends. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Keep it going, guys. Keep the questions coming.
Unbelievable.
All right, we're gonna. I'm just okay. If you, right now,
it can be about anything.
Questions. If it has a question, Mike, if it has a question mark in it, I'm putting it up. All right, here we go. If it has a question mark, I'm putting it up there. Okay. Here we go. Boom.
UK.
No idea.
Just
top of the hour.
Whatever.
It's top of the hour anywhere, apparently.
Top of the
hour. All right, here we go.
Pettis to BKFC?
No,
you would think so,
maybe.
but with the hand issue though, this seems like the worst idea. But I mean, otherwise, yeah, it's a really good idea.
But apparently it's better. Apparently it's better on the hands. That's what people who
right.
went from MMA to bare knuckle say. That's better on the hands.
Yes and no, because yes and no. It's better than hands if you use proper technique. If you're throwing winging hooks and things like that, that's where you'll mess up your hands bad because you need good wraps. But if you're doing straight punches and uppercuts, yeah, bare knuckle can be fine. But once you start throwing hooks and you start hitting the top of the head and things like that, yeah, it can be very bad on the hands.
While Malik Naji, Paulie, he was known for constantly breaking his hands in boxing. I don't think he broke his hands in the. He did.
He broke his hands bad during the Lobov fight.
Lobov fight? Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. So
yeah, both his, I was there. Like both his hands were like, oh, screwed up because he throws those check hooks, and those check hooks were hitting Artem right in the top of the head, and those will mess you up.
So
all right.
Pettis maybe think twice about that.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he leave PFL anyways? He's making like a lot.
I can answer. I can answer this easily.
Go.
How many Brandon Moreno's would it take to beat one Francis Ngannou? Two. I don't think people realize like how. I would say, guys, if you've never watched Fight Circus, watch Fight Circus 1, 2, or 3. Watch any of the Fight Circuses. They always have like one heavyweight guy, obviously nowhere near the talent and athleticism and power of Francis Ngannou, but they have one like trained heavyweight MMA fighter fight two untrained guys who were nowhere near the level of Brandon Moreno. Like these are just, I don't know, breakdancers. They're champions. They're a couple of breakdancers. And they won the first 2 fights pretty handily. They actually did better. They actually did worse against a smaller guy. But heavyweight guys, it was very easy. It is, I don't know. I know we've all watched a lot of movies. It is super hard to fight 2 people at once. It is really, really, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Francis Ngannou. Maybe if it was me and Mike, Francis Ngannou take us out. But if it was like two Casey Leydons, I'm picking 2 Casey Leydons over one Francis Ngannou. It's hard, guys. And then you talk about 2 Brandon Morenos. I mean, the Ngannou.
You just do the math. What Francis is 260. 2 Brandon Morenos is about 262 after you rehydrate. So it's the same weight. There's no advantage.
Yeah,
and you got 2 different angles. Yeah.
But guys, 2-on-1 in any scenario is just almost. It's very difficult to win. It is so hard to win.
Something we'll never see though. How one at a time though? How many consecutive flyweights though could he beat?
Oh God.
Back to back to back to back.
We should go up the rankings though. It should get like escalatingly more difficult.
Yeah, we start the worst.
It's
whatever
it's the video game.
Yeah. Okay. Next time.
I would just tell people.
That'll be my first question.
Anyone who's unless people laughing saying it's ridiculous. You guys have never seen 2 people fight one person, or you didn't watch the Fight Circus fights. It's not good. It's not good for the one guy. It's really not good.
Yeah. And it's not a movie where each guy yells before they attack too.
Like Francis would go to like attack one Brandon Moreno, and the other Brandon would just kick him as hard as he could in the back of the leg or something.
Back of his leg,
that.
would jump in his neck, start choking him. It's not a fun time for the one person in a handicap fight. It just isn't.
What's the ceiling for
all these guys?
What's
watch
the ceiling for McKinney? Yeah, what's the ceiling for McKinney? AK
title contender, man. I really believe he could be a title contender. I see it. You know, he's in this young man part of his game where like he's going to lose those kind of fights to a Joe Dober. He's just jumping on a short notice opportunity. He's going for a quick finish. He's trying to knock out what does Jed call? Oh, Johnny Bravo, Drew Dober. And that's going to happen. You're going to lose those fights sometimes. He hurt him. I mean, he could have finished that fight if things go a little differently in that Dober fight. We're talking about him fighting a top 10 guy this time instead of going back and fighting Eric Gonzalez. So yeah, for sure. It's kind of like what we said with Luque. Way earlier to start the show, 2 days ago when the show started, because we thought prelims were actually going to start at a reasonable time. We said you just need the right opponents, and you got to go on a streak. And McKinney can do that, man. And he doesn't need to change his way of trash talking at all. He's saying the right things. I don't think he needs to change his demeanor or his delivery. He could tweak the persona a little bit, tweak his style a little bit, sure. As he gets up fighting a safer style. I know that sounds boring, but that's something sometimes you got to do when you start facing the real elite of the 155-pound division. But yeah, he's Mike. What is he? He's 27, 28?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
I think
so he's
27.
He's just entering his athletic prime. Like I think the ceiling is so high for this guy. I absolutely can see him fighting for a UFC title someday. Champion, I don't know. Again, it's always hard to predict that, but getting a title shot, yeah. 2 years from now, you tell me Terrence McKinney's fighting for a title shot, I'm like, yeah, I completely see it.
Real quick for you, AK. If Terrence McKinney wins, does he fight Patty or Tony Ferguson next?
No, that's Casey. That's easy. He fights the winner of the Paddy Pimblett Tony Ferguson fight.
Oh,
That's going to happen. Yeah,
there you go. Should have been there the whole time.
I mean, of course.
Should have been there the whole time. All right. Everyone's just really into this baseball game on ESPN right now, apparently.
Oh, is that what's going on ESPN? Okay.
Yeah.
We don't even.
I'm watching Dan Hellie, Rashad Evans, and just a plus dressed Dean Thomas right now at the desk. Apparently they're going to be at 15 more minutes. So.
We didn't answer the second part. Like, how many flyweights could he beat? Going to beat like consecutively?
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, I meant to bring up my ranking. Excuse me. Okay, let me see here. All right. So let's say he had to start. I won't go dwell too far on this, but let's say he had to start like right at the bottom. So right at the bottom we have, and I'll just throw out a few names. We have like Juan Camilo Ronderos, Carlos Candelario, Jake Hadley. No, I think he clears these guys pretty easily. I mean, the first like 10 guys. With respect, I'm thinking Ngannou clears these guys pretty easily. Maybe they try and tire him out. This is assuming, by the way, the fighters are not working together. There's no strategy here. They're not the first 10 guys. No. Every guy has to go in and just try and win. First 10 guys, no problem. So top 30. Now we're talking about, we got Alan Nascimento, Cody Durden, Zaruk Adashev, Ode Osborne, Malcolm Gordon. I still think I still think Francis is going okay. I don't know. Okay, so you think at this point he's tiring? You think at this point he's not?
He can beat 6 professional.
One
UFC
at a time.
But 6 consecutive professional UFC caliber flyweights. That's what right now. It's just no questions asked. That's what Francis Ngannou can do.
I mentioned really more than 6 because I'm including like I essentially said 20. I said the bottom 20. I like his chances at the bottom 20. Then you can start getting some guys with some power, real power. Like if you want to throw Cody Garbrandt in there, Tyson Nam. Him and Makayev, and then Makayev, I got him just outside the top 20. I don't know. I wonder if Makayev could take Francis Ngannou down. That I'd like to see. Then it starts getting tough.
Anyway. I think he could do 4 before he gets really tired.
Nah, you're probably more closer than I am.
He'd get to Matt Schnell, and Matt Schnell would be like Bat Dad fighting Randy Marsh on South Park, where Bat Dad just cleans his clock over and over again, and Matt Schnell would just keep getting up and be like, "Hey, Francis, I didn't hear no bell." And he's just gonna keep getting after it. "I thought this is America." And he's just gonna keep fighting and keep going until he finally gets dropped. Like Schnell would be the guy that would like tire Francis out,
and then set him up for Manel Kopp next. Yeah. That would be fun.
Oh boy,
he has to go through Schnell and then fight Kopp. That would be interesting.
Nah, they won't fight. They have. I think there's a brotherhood. He'll skip over Kopp.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And then like a fresh Brandon Royval, that would be just crazy. He'd be doing flips and all sorts of stuff. Who is really pumped for tough finales? Go ahead.
Everyone.
AJ.
Everyone.
The answer is everyone.
Everyone. Good question.
Nothing like a couple of fun decisions.
Of the 30 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter, where would you rank this season? 1 through 30. Where would you rank it?
It's near the bottom. I've seen people saying the worst.
Near the bottom? How dare you?
It is not the worst. And any of the recent seasons are near the bottom. They're kind of clumped together at the bottom. It is not the worst. The two.
Wait,
okay.
Are they the worst? Are they not the worst? Or are they not near the top? Is it because the roster, they just can't get the talent, the high level talent? Because why would any elite prospect ever sign to Tough? I have no idea. But is it because of that, or is it because we've seen everything so many times?
Everything you mentioned, all of the above.
Okay. So
there's so many reasons this show doesn't work anymore, and why it is just like an exercise in routine for people like me who have just been watching it forever. But it is not the worst season. The worst season ever was the BJ Penn Frankie Edgar season. So I guess I have to look up the exact number. This is season 19. Season 19. This is when it was. I don't even know how many people saw this. It set up a pointless third fight that was just very sad for BJ Penn. Yeah, this is the trilogy so many were calling for. One division was not really strong. Middleweight did not really give us anything of note. However, if you want to defend this season, it did produce arguably the best light heavyweight in the world, one Mr. Corey Anderson. So if you want to say that saves it, go ahead. But the season was horrible. I remember, I think at some point the producers were like trolling fans. There was like a time, sometimes they'll do like a time skip to show like, oh, here's them training or getting ready at the gym. It's like, you're in the video biz, Casey. You know the benefits of a good time skip. The time skip was of two fighters sleeping. It was fighters sleeping. I think one of them like kind of tossing and turning in bed, and I'm like, they have really given up. I think they're blaming the cast and just saying like, this is what we have to work with. It was like a protest. It was amazing. So that to me is definitely one of the worst seasons, season 19, which I bet pretty much nobody watched.
All right. Okay, big question. Here we go.
I don't know.
I'm Jello, big time. Jello.
Same.
I respect pudding. I respect pudding. I love banana cream pudding with vanilla wafers. I freaking love those. But as an overall, Jello. I dig Jello. Are we on Team
right.
Jello? All right.
I feel
did you see this
both
question
equally
from Terrence this other question from Terrence Leverett, Casey? I can, of course.
How often do I shave my head? 3 to 4 times a week. This is 2 days. This is 2 days without it.
Yeah, I do not cut my hair frequently. It's probably like every 6 weeks, something like that.
Do you do it yourself, AK?
No, I got a pro.
You got a pro?
Shout outs, Daryl. Daryl, shout outs. Always keeping me tight. It's my boy. My boy. Shout outs to Daryl.
All right. What you said he had a question?
Oh, Terrence Leverett. Should UFC get rid of ranking to reward people who fight on a regular basis? It would help with weight classes where people are sitting on their spot, like 155. I would count 170 as well. Let's do
that. Ever.
The rankings that should be acknowledged are the MMA Fighting Global rankings. First of all, that's people should just ignore the UFC's rankings. But yeah, I don't know. The rankings are fundamentally broken. The official rankings. Again, it's tough when you have all these different media sources who, as far as I can tell, do not have like a super tight criteria to work with. Again, but UFC likes to be able to market, and ESPN likes it too. Market people with numbers next to their names, which I totally understand. It's much cooler when you see number 7 Vicente Luque versus number 14 Jeff Neal, right? It's got that college sports atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's like you could know nothing about 2 college sports teams, but you see like, oh, this is the number 1 team in the nation. This is the number 2 team in the nation. I'm sitting down on a Sunday afternoon. I'm watching this big college football game. And again, even if you're a casual person like me, you'd be like, oh, cool. Alabama and USC. Great. I understand both these teams are good. They have numbers next to their names. So in that sense, a very strong marketing tool. But I agree, it does suck that very often these numbers are used by the fighters. Like, well, I'm up here. Why would I fight down here? I don't want to fight anyone down here. Gregor Gillespie, I'm looking at you. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I don't think they're going to get rid of it. But I do agree with Terrence. I wish there was some sort of change or some sort of shift in the culture so that people, could not sit on their spots for so long. Because even our rankings, listen, we've got guys up there who haven't fought in a long time. One who will be gone soon, by the way, spoiler, one Mr. Stipe Miocic. You might want to book a fight. And
he's almost out of the rankings.
Very close. That spot's had to go, bud. Book a fight.
We'll see. I feel like he's not going to fight John Jones. We'll see. Time is running out. What about Jello mixed with Cool Whip? Holy smokes. Good. Grand opening. Closing.
That's so...
I don't know why that made me laugh. I don't know why that made me laugh.
Family Guy, baby. Come on. Cool Whip.
Caught me off guard.
Real quick. I barely watched any of this, but I never heard anything good about it. Was Tough Live that bad?
No. The concept didn't work.
I heard it from a production standpoint, it was just a nightmare. I think they thought of it and like, let's do it. And it just turned out to be just this nightmare to actually produce. But was the actual product bad?
The season itself was fine, but I don't know if the liveness really added anything to it. I feel like they did. I wonder one of the reasons were like they wanted people to be able to gamble on it. And I'm like, at that point, this is Ultimate Fighter, I want to say 15.
They only tried it once, right?
Only tried it once, like you said.
Yeah.
It just wasn't worth it. I have a feeling it probably did not generate a significant amount of action as well. If that was the intent, I'm sure that wasn't the only reason. They probably just wanted to try a format change, which is good. Good for them. Good for them.
It changed.
But at least it had a lot of talent on it. I'm just like Chiesa, Ali Quinta, James Vick, who had a good run with the UFC. Justin Lawrence, there was a fun guy. Chris Tickle, just fun to say. Miles Jury, who's in the PFL. So there were some good names on here, and the Cruz. The Faber. This is Faber and Cruz, right? The Faber Cruz rivalry was always fun to watch. So not a bad season. Not a bad season at all. Pretty fun actually. But yeah, the live
Lawrence,
aspect.
Remember the
Lawrence is
hype
awesome.
around Justin
Yes.
Lawrence?
He's
He
a
was
big
like,
deal.
there's like, this is the guy, and it just didn't really
He's a
happen.
big deal. Yeah.
Joe Proctor from Boston.
Joe Proctor.
If Islam beats Oliveira, who does he fight next? Volk, winner of Benny Gam, winner of Chandler Poirier, winner of Fiziev Gaethje. I think it's Volk. I think if Islam wins, he's fighting Volk next.
I'm amazed McGregor's not in there.
No, God, no. It's never gonna happen. The UFC is like, no, we're not doing that. We can't.
The UFC's like, we don't like money.
Really. How much more money does McGregor Islam do than McGregor anybody else? It's exactly the same.
I would like to see him.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know, but I still think Connor's there in the sweepstakes. I don't know how.
He's always there.
Top. Yeah,
He's always there.
Zero chance.
I would like to see him fight the winner of Michael Chandler and Sidney Poitier, as was spelled out in this question. So, because that would just be amazing for Sidney Poitier to come back and beat Michael Chandler in a fight. I'm into that. That'd be crazy. Like, that would be a hell of a story. That'd be a hell of a story.
Yeah. If Oliveira wins, he's fighting Connor. But if Islam wins,
wait, how does that work? Wait. So Connor is
because
what?
Yeah, because Islam's not even asking for it. Islam has never mentioned.
It doesn't matter.
He's not even mentioned Connor's name. No, it's not going to happen because it's a bad fight. Like at least like we can look at Oliveira McGregor and be like,
Habib.
You're wrong. Oliveira has been punched in the face and dropped in every one of his fights, and Connor at least has that opportunity. Connor will get Islam will wipe the floor with him. It's not competitive for 1 second. Oliveira will probably win, and he'll probably be a big favorite to win. But the first 6 or 7 minutes of that fight, Connor is in play. He's not in play against Islam at all. He's just not. That's a bad fight. That's a really bad matchup for Connor. And I think Connor even knows that. And there's so many other fights that make more sense. Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje, Masvidal. Like even Masvidal makes more sense than Islam. Somehow if they can get the trilogy of day, like there's like 8 other names that make more sense than Islam Makhachev. And Oliveira is one of those names. But Oliveira would just get it because he just deserves it. It's a favor the UFC is giving back to him for fighting Islam in Abu Dhabi when they could have done this fight literally anywhere in the entire world, and it works. So, yeah.
Is there any chance if Oliveira loses, he still fights McGregor?
Probably not.
No.
So McGregor's only is McGregor. I guess the big question is McGregor's next fight. Is he fighting for the title?
Not necessarily.
I'm gonna say no.
He's bigger than it.
I don't know. I have to decide. If Oliveira wins, I think Connor's got a very good chance of fighting for the belt. If Islam wins, I'd be stunned if they didn't run it back. Unless Islam just runs him over in 90 seconds and just takes him down, beats him up, and submits him without any sort of defense at all from Oliveira. I just think Oliveira, the winning streak, the defenses, even though it's like a vacant title fight, they'd probably run that one back. It's possible, but then you get Volk. No, I was wrong about that because it's Volkanovski. I think Volkanovski will. If Islam wins, I think it's Volk.
I kind of hope it's Volk. I don't think it'll be Volk, but I kind of hope it's Volk. I'm just very curious. I like when these fight. I loved when Israel went to 205 and went for it. I didn't like it was at Apex. It feels like it was kind of wasted at the Apex. Honestly,
I know.
I think that was the issue, not really the fight itself. But Volk obviously won't be at the Apex, so I hope it happens. That's all.
This whole thing sucks for Beneil Dariush, by the way.
I was gonna say I was just gonna say I hope that man should fight for a UFC title someday. It's just not fair. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
Gam's gonna get him.
I think he will. I think he will next year. All
right, let's see. Does he have enough? Does he move the needle enough? I don't think he does. I think he's kind of like a Luque guy. You know, he's another. He just doesn't. He's just not that. He just would never sell enough pay-per-views for the UFC. Benny, that's what I feel. But I hope I'm wrong.
They take him for granted. They take him for granted.
Oh, just because Mr. Gordon has been asking this many times, I want to answer this real quick. Thoughts on Tofik Musayev and his ceiling? He's freaking awesome. He's freaking awesome. I expect him to fight for the title. I expect him to beat Pitbull and win that title
again.
Yeah, again.
He's beating
this time he will beat him under unified rules and not soccer kick him in the face. But Tofik Musayev is awesome, and his ceiling. I have him in top 15 already. I think he's a top 10 guy eventually with the right matchup. After that, it's top 10 at light heavyweight. It's so freaking hard. Lightweight, it's so freaking hard. But being one of the top 15, top 10 lightweights in the world is an incredible achievement in itself. So he's awesome. That's all. And he could be better than that. But I'm pretty confident he will make at least consensus top 10 worldwide soon enough.
I can see it too, for sure.
See what happens.
I see it.
I think AJ McKee just screwed him. By the way.
Oh yeah.
McKee just screwed him. AJ going up to 150. I think Bellator, frankly, kind of screwed him because AJ McKee didn't get offered the title fight, and he said, "Fine, I'm not fighting for the belt. I'm just going to go up to 155." If he beats Spike Carlisle, he's jumping everybody, and he's going to fight Patricky for the belt.
Yeah, if he rolls through Carlisle, for sure, absolutely. Yeah.
So they're going to do. So then they'll do Musayev versus Usman Nurmagomedov or Shabley. I'd be really interested to see how that fight would play out. Really interested.
Yeah.
Because I think Usman is the freaking truth.
Oh, I think actually that too. Both those guys are incredible, and I don't honestly have a strong prediction. I just want to see that fight. I wish it was for the title. Unfortunately, I hate kind of those fights. Not just money wise for those gentlemen, but that's the best got to fight the best eventually. Sometimes not for the title.
Thoughts on Connor's retirement tweet? Then he followed it up like a hour later and said, "I'm back," or "I'll be back," or whatever. There's no retirement. I like the ending quotes.
I did not even see this.
Yeah,
that's how low
MMA. It's been fun. Whatever. Favorite fight of the year so far? I mean, it's Yuri Glover. It's not even. It's.
I have two categories. Two categories: pure entertainment, pure high stakes. Yuri Glover. Pure mixed martial arts. Gamrot and Tsarukyan. That fight was so good. But from a very technical standpoint, there's just incredible high level martial arts, but just pure entertainment, just me screaming on the couch multiple times. Yeah, Yuri Glover.
Also watch Punch Fall. Watch Punch Fall on YouTube. If you want to see that, just watch Punch Fall, guys. Two people fighting on a repurposed storage unit over a lake, probably somewhere in Russia, I think. First one to fall loses and possibly dies. I'm not sure.
Spoiler. Someone gets punched and someone falls
into water. It's great.
There's a bunch, man. There's a bunch. Oliver Gaethje was real good for as long as that lasted. Machinel Subaderji was friggin' ridiculous. Bern Shemaev was ridiculous.
I forgot. Yeah, Bern Shemaev is going to be top 5. Just high stakes. Yeah. What am I forgetting?
Dober McKinney, which you mentioned, is
shout
really
outs.
good.
Shout outs Clay Collar, Jeremy Stevens. Shout outs PFL. Get some
great fight.
PFL in there. Get my PFL in there.
You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to this because I don't even think it's going to make the top 5 at the end of the year, and it probably should. Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa should be on that list too because that fight was friggin' bonkers.
Thank you for bringing that up. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a real good one.
Here we have.
People are walking out. Thank goodness.
Oh yes, here comes. Oh no, they're not walking out, are they?
Yeah, I have people walking out on my. I have people walking out on my in Canada. In Canada, people are walking out in Canada time. So,
dude, I forgot Moreno Figueiredo 3. That was this year too. That was an incredible title fight. Yeah,
great fight.
Barbarina Brown.
Oh God, Matt Fravola's last fight. Who the hell did he fight? Oh God, was there like 7 knockdowns in that fight?
Oh,
those two just kept dropping each other over and over and over again.
That was such a
Valdez.
Genaro Valdez.
Yeah, they just kept killing each other. It was just insane.
I'm surprised. I thought Luque versus Neal would run away with our poll of what fight are people most looking forward to tonight. But no, people like the main event. Santos Hill, 44%. Maybe they're expecting a showcase fight from Hill or a bounce back for Thiago Santos. I don't know. 44%.
You know what that means? That's the problem with Vicente Luque and why he will probably never get a title shot. Because the fact that he's so good and so exciting, yet there's no real excitement. People are more excited to see Thiago Santos. Because Thiago Santos, he looks the part. He's got a freaking hammer on his chest, man. The guy looks the part, just does not fight the part currently.
The tough finale is coming in at 15%, barely beating other. So people are really excited.
All right,
we're ready to go to our
let's play the games. Let's play the games. AK bonus. Who gets bonuses tonight?
I got a picture here. Jamahal Hill, Terrence McKinney. Fight of the night.
Terrence McKinney, he's like a minus 6 billion. He's still gonna get a performance bonus.
He's gonna get a knockout in like 25 seconds.
Okay.
Fight of the night will go to Brogan Walker and Juliana Miller.
I can't wait to get my pick. I'm just gonna give him now. Performance of the night, Pauga. I'm actually picking him to submit Usman in the first round. I'm gonna go with Sergey Spivak. Fight of the night, and I'm not even joking about this. Sam Alvey, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk will be the fight of the night.
You cheeky bugger.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
So cheeky.
Performance. I'm gonna go kind of lame. Two performances. Jamahal Hill and Vicente Luque, top 2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
And fight of the night, Terrence McKinney and Ghost Pepper.
Oh, it's a good one.
I think it's gonna be.
And
I'm picking McKinney. I'm picking McKinney, obviously, but I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like the Jober fight, but a little longer.
Yeah, obviously, Luque Neal is the best fight on paper. I feel like it's gonna be a very good fight, but I don't think it's gonna be like this insane back and forth war. I think it's just gonna be like a really close, good mixed martial arts fight with some edge of the seat moments, but I don't know if like. I feel like Alvey and Oleksiejczuk are like both going to get dropped. Both are going to get hurt. It's just going to be a roller coaster of emotions. All right, main card. Anyone not picking Terrence McKinney?
No.
By the silence, I think we're all picking. I'm picking him round 2, by the way. AK?
Yeah. Round 1.
Casey?
Round two. TKO.
Anyone picking against Sergey Spivak here?
I am. Sakai by decision. Brawling his way to a win.
Sky by decision.
Casey?
Sky decision.
I'm going Spivak with a big fat bolt job here. Just going to run him over. Who will be the Ultimate Fighter, AK, in the women's division?
It will be the more experienced Brogan Walker.
Juliana Miller, controversial split decision. Casey?
Killer Miller. 29-28, but definitive in a super exciting fight.
I got Pauga, submission round 1. AK?
I actually think Pauga by convincing decision. Very convincing 3-round decision.
Casey?
Same thing with AK said. Pauga, just a forgettable 30-26.
These are both legit gut picks. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just taking it. Vicente Luque, Jeff Neal, Casey.
Vicente Luque, submission, round 2.
Damn. AK.
You said submission round 2, Casey?
Yes, sir.
I'm with you on that. He's gonna stop mixing the martial arts in the round 2, get this fight to the ground or win some sort of weird scramble. Take it back, choke him out. I think he's got a big advantage to the ground. Yeah.
Jeff Neal, decision. Could be a splitty, but it's gonna be a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Close fight.
How does he win the decision? Like, does he just keep the distance and Vicente can't get him down? Vicente just loses his stand up, or he just.
I think we're gonna see a very similar fight to the Ponzinibbio fight. Honestly.
Okay.
I think we're gonna see a similar fight to that, where it's gonna be a dig down, gut check, kind of a third round. I think both guys will have their moments. It'll be back and forth. Luque starts it off strong. Neal ties things up in round 2, and then round 3 is going to be real close, and I think Neal's going to eke it out. And that's just a value pick as well, just because I think there's a ton of value on Jeff Neal from a betting perspective. All right, main event. Anyone picking Thiago Santos?
Can't do it.
Jamahal Hill across the board. I got him by decision because I just feel like that's my luck this week. AK?
Second round knockout. Jamahal Hill. He's got to respect him in the first round, feel it out, and then second round, turn it on, put him away.
Casey, what round does Jamahal finish?
Thiago Santos can come out flaming hot. He feels that pressure. He knows people are saying he's Mr. Boring now, and he's gonna wind up running to a punch and get knocked out in the first round.
There you have it, friends. You can hit the music. Fight has just begun. They're slapping high fives. Chris Taioni is the referee. Here we go. I'm about to drink my first of at least 5 cups of coffee during this broadcast. So for AK, for Casey, I am Mike Heck. Enjoy the fights, everybody. All 10 of them. And we'll see you after the Jamahal Hill Thiago Santos main event.
Tough finale 30. 30
Woo!
seasons.
We made
wait.
it.
My apologies. My apologies.
Yeah. And is it record breaking tonight? If Alvey loses, record breaking. He's gonna break the record tonight.
The most fights without a win could be 9 straight if he does not win tonight.
Where were you? Where were you?